Okay, what is up, everybody? Welcome to your daily dose of awesome, your live 15 minutes of daily motivation, inspiration, and education so you can get your day started right. Today's topic is actually a farming metaphor, doing a soil test for your business. And the person delivering the content on this topic is none other than Jonas Troyer, who's a leading community member here at Elite Marketing Pro, but also a six-figure earner in network marketing and fast becoming a master at internet marketing as well. So, what is up, Jonas? How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great, Ferny. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. So, we're gonna kick it off in just a minute with your content, man. I really appreciate you being here. I just need to do a quick little intro for people that may not know who we are. My name is Ferny Ceballos. I'm a lead generation and online marketing expert specializing in helping home business owners, that includes affiliate marketers, direct sellers, and network marketers, multiply their incomes using the internet. I built my first six-figure network marketing business within a couple of years of discovering the information we now teach here at Elite Marketing Pro. And over the past 10 years, I've been responsible for over $11 million in gross income into my home businesses. This stuff works. But more importantly, I've been responsible for helping thousands of others produce hundreds of millions of dollars in their home businesses as well. Now, if you're new to our training, I highly recommend you subscribe to our free online recruiting and marketing bootcamp that's linked in the description of this live or of this recorded video, depending on when you're watching. Also, I highly recommend you subscribe to these lives. Whenever we go live, you'll get a ping, a notification on your phone to make sure you don't miss a single second of the training and content we deliver here every day, Monday through Friday. On the top right corner of this video, you can actually click. It'll open up a menu and you'll be able to turn on notifications or actually subscribe to our fan page and then turn on notifications when you do that. If you're watching this on desktop, you can pretty much click on our logo right above the description of this video, and that'll take you to our fan page where you can, first of all, like the page so that it unlocks all the content. And also on that same like button, you can turn on notifications and make sure you get live posts and videos. You get notified or they show up in the top of your newsfeed so that you don't miss out on any of our training. And if you want to, to see just how valuable this training is, then that's what we got Jonas here for. Jonas is going to deliver. I'm sorry, guys. Jonas is going to deliver his training right now on doing a soul test and exactly what that means for your business. And I am going to turn on all my notifications that are going nuts right now and let Jonas take over. Thanks a lot, buddy, for being here, man.
Hey, thanks, Ferny. Thanks for the intro. And guys, a little bit of a am I coming through okay?
Yeah, man, you sound fine. Let me check.
All right, cool. I'm just double checking here on the line. All right, we're good. All right, let me give you guys a little bit of a setup here for. I'm going to share a story with you guys, but before I do that, I grew up in the Amish world actually, and as a lot of you know, probably the Amish do a lot of farming, and there's also lots of Mennonites in the area, but there's a lot of farming done in the area, and almost everybody has their own garden. So if you have your own garden, you grow any kind of fruits or vegetables, or raise any of your own food, or if you have a farm, this is gonna make a lot more sense to you than those of you that don't have that. It probably won't quite resonate quite as well with you guys, but just to explain a little bit where I'm coming from here. Last week one day, I was digging up the potatoes in our garden. We have a garden ourselves. We live right on a farm, but we don't actually do the farming. My brother-in-law is the farmer here, but we do have our own garden. We raise our own, a lot of our own fruits and vegetables that we eat during the summer, obviously, and then we preserve some for the winter. But we grew some potatoes this year, and last week one day, it was a beautiful day, and I thought, you know what, let's go dig up those potatoes. And as I was doing it, something really, I had somewhat of an aha moment of how this really can be done with the business side of what we're doing as home-based business owners, network marketers, affiliate marketers, whatever. especially if you're doing it on the internet. If you're using the internet at all, this is really going to, apply to you as well. And what I noticed as I was digging up the potatoes was they had not done very well this year. And I couldn't figure it out right away because we had great weather. We had, the potatoes were in the south end of our garden. And I was like, why didn't we have a better crop this year? Last year we had tons and tons of potatoes, but they were at the north end of the garden, is where we planted them last year. And then I realized why. Potatoes require a certain soil type or a certain mineral to be present for them to do well. And I'm not an expert on soil or minerals or anything like that. I don't know what they actually require, but I do know that they do need certain, the soil has to meet certain requirements before the potatoes will do well. And so I realized if we would have done a soil test first before we planted the potatoes, we would have known what they needed. We could have applied what was lacking, and the potatoes would have probably done a lot better. Or if we would have done a soil test across the whole garden, we might have ended up planting the potatoes at the north end again, where they did well last year. And we know the soil is different from one end of the garden to the other. And so let's take that analogy and take it to our business. So many of us, and this works. Like, for example, if we're planting potato, let's just take the potatoes again. If we're planting potatoes, you can plant those in any soil, anywhere, and most of the time a few will grow. Unless you have great soil, a lot will grow and produce a lot, right? You could also take the story of the sower that went out to sow seeds, similar concept there. But here's the deal. If we are building our business using the internet, we're actually able to target the right soil, so to speak. In other words, we're doing a soil test. We're defining our audience. Let's say we're in a business that we're selling products for weight loss. Just to use an example here, who do we want to talk to? People that are interested in losing weight, or people that are skinny? Well, we want to talk to the people that are already interested in losing weight. And so if we do the right research and we define our audience, we find our target, so to speak, and we're doing that soil test for our business before we plant, we're able to get a whole lot better results by sharing or planting our seeds into the right soil, right? And so that's my analogy is let's do the targeting first. Know who you want to talk to, right? Know who your product or service or solution that you have, whatever you're selling. Know what problems that will solve first, and then what kind of people are looking for that, and then share it with the people that are already looking for what you have. You'll get a lot better results. Also, if you do paid advertising, you'll get a lot better results for your dollar that you're spending in advertising. So hopefully that all makes sense. Ferny, get back to me. Is this making sense to you?
Yes, it is, sir. You can hear me, right?
Yes, you're good.
Yeah, man. This totally. I was actually reflecting as you were talking because this doesn't just apply to online marketing. Online marketing, once you've defined your target market, who you want to speak to, and the problems they have, the things you're going to help them do, it's pretty straightforward to like target them. For example, if I want to go, target company CEOs, executives, people that are in charge of making decisions because I'm marketing some sort of service to their business, then I could actually choose CEOs have certain interests, like they read certain books or whatever, and then are owners of a business, and I can do that targeting on Facebook. Offline, however, you can't really do that. So what you have to do instead is you have to kind of talk. You have to ask questions. You not really talk. You have to ask questions and then listen. And based on what you hear, you see an opportunity to that where what you have may fit them. And some of the best recruiters that I know that are inside of our community, who have built multiple six-figure businesses in network marketing, already have in mind the type of person they want to recruit. Some of you guys have read articles that I wrote where there's people in our community that have recruited, less than 20 people personally in their front line, because they're very selective in who they recruit, but they've managed to build, multiple six-figure businesses. How do they do that? It's because they already have in mind the type of person that they want to recruit. Some networkers, like for example Costa Gara, puts networkers or potential networkers in 3 categories. So he knows these categories have to be treated differently. So based on the type of person that he's recruiting, he treats them differently because he knows they have different motivations. And so understanding where a person is coming from, or knowing the type of person you want to recruit and don't not recruit, is a critical component of either doing it online or offline.
True, absolutely, and I totally agree, Ferny, with asking questions if you're doing it offline, and then offering what fits for them, and based upon what you hear, what they're saying. That's so true.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to read that article, because he can do it, he does it better than I could explain it. You can go to elitemarketingpro.com/blog, and you can do a search for Costa Gara, Kosta. His last name is Gara, Gara. Look that up. It's a great post, and it's actually a chapter out of his book. But you'll also discover that in there's certain types of people he does not recruit. So there are actually people you do not want to bring into your business. Somebody having a pulse is not enough of a qualifier, in my opinion, if you want to be successful in network marketing. If your goal is just to recruit a bunch of people and you think that's going to do it by itself, you have to be a little more methodical. And that's what Jonas is talking about. That's the soil test. You're doing a soil test on all your prospects to make sure that they have at least a basic foundation for them to grow. And if they don't have it yet, then maybe they just become a customer, or you can do something with them as well. Or maybe you recruit them, but you don't have high expectations. and therefore you don't spend a lot of your time invested with them until they demonstrate that they're, up to the task. So, you can attack this from different angles depending on how you're building your business. But, with online marketing, you have to understand, before you launch something, you have to understand the type of person you're going after, what are their main struggles and pain points, and what can you do for them. And you can target people who are already looking for those things, as opposed to targeting the masses who may not have an interest. If you put, this, Jonas, the people that put their company logo in the back of their truck or the back of their minivan, and then the phone number, and think that that's gonna help them recruit a bunch of people into their businesses. No one cares. Now, you're not putting that sticker in the back of the minivan. You're not telling people how you're going to make their lives better. You're not telling people how what problems you solve, what you can do for them. So it's not a good advertisement. You have to tell people how you're going to help them so that they can take an interest. What say you, Jonas?
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. I can add another story. I used to do that. I used to have my company logo, phone number, and everything on the back of my car, and I ever got one positive response from it, and that was when I was in a traffic jam heading up I-75 in Georgia, and this semi-truck driver right beside me we basically stopped because of the traffic jam. And he rolled down his window, waved at me, and showed me a packet of the product that he had, which was exactly what we were selling. So that was the only, and this guy was already in the business, so that was the only positive response I ever got from that logo on the back of the car. And I took it off. I don't have it there anymore. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a perfect example of a target market. What you're really doing when you put your company logo in the back is you're eliciting a positive response from other people who are already in the business because they understand what it is. No one else knows what it is. So no one's going to contact you or reach out to you or give you a call about any of that. So now, I don't recommend, advertising anything in the back of your truck unless it's a taco truck, then definitely I will be chasing down that truck. But you got to, one of the key points here is if you're doing online marketing, you got to learn the copywriting. And copywriting is not a legal term. It has a W in it, writing. And that's how to write, words that sell, how to write an ad, how to write the words on your website. They're going to be effective for eliciting people to submit their information so you can follow up with them later. So, that's the art of copywriting. And you can actually, there's some lessons inside the attraction marketing bootcamp, the online recruiting and marketing bootcamp that's linked in the description. Basically, in that bootcamp, it's completely free, delivered to you over 10 days. I walk through every single aspect of what it takes to actually generate prospects and leads using the internet. And I talk about writing ads. I talk about the type of websites you need to have, and also how to do actually copywriting, some basics on copywriting, so that your messaging is very targeted, like what Jonas says, and gets people interested based on that soil test concept. So, Jonas, anything else before we log off? I think we're right on the dot in terms of being on time.
Yeah, real quick. When you do a soil test, you take some soil and you send it off to the lab. And in our business, this lab is like grabbing that boot camp that Ferny was just mentioning, and that's basically where you're going to get your results, so to speak, on where you should be or how you should go about it. So I'd highly recommend you grab that boot camp if you haven't done so yet, and yeah, I think you'll be glad you did. So thanks for having me on today, Ferny.
Awesome. So you guys can get your online recruiting bootcamp. It's in the description. The link is there. All it costs you is just submit your email, and then the bootcamp will be delivered over the course of 10 days to your email inbox. Lots of content and training there, absolutely free, and it'll introduce you to all these concepts. And also, if you want to purchase my book, The Attraction Marketing Formula, that goes much, much deeper and a lot more nuts and bolts. So go pick that up as well if you're interested. So that's it for today, guys. Love you all. We will be back tomorrow. I don't know who's doing the training tomorrow, but we'll be back here. Same bad time, same bad channel, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Jonas, for being on. Really appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.